You are watching Big Bonker Boi News.
Today we are talking about big arcs. As 2023 ends and 2024 takes its place, it's good to talk about future events. We are not going to have one big arc. We're not going to have two big arcs, not even three big arcs, but four, maybe even five. But I'll get to that later. Right now, only four have been confirmed. And my dog is sleeping on my bed right now. She's a fat little chicken nugget who likes to snore. For the first big arc of this year, we have the Arizona arc coming next month. In the last episode of Big Bonker Boy News, I was talking about the Savannah Bananas and how my parents been wanting to go to their games. Well, I got some news. We didn't get tickets to one game, not even two games, but three games. So that's the reason why we're going to Arizona. It's because of the Savannah Bananas. During our vacation to Arizona, there's a big possibility that we're going to go to South Mountain. And if we do go to South Mountain, we're going to the Tower Farm. We are staying I think technically 4 days down there. Or just a little while, like almost a week, like half a week. So my mom was looking for places to just visit and do and all that stuff. One of those places was South Mountain. So she showed me this. I was like, oh crap, I didn't even realize this tower farm was in Arizona. Yes, I do know. I always known this tower farm existed, but I forgot that it was in Arizona. Oh, and yes, I forgot to mention that we're going to be in the Phoenix area. So this tower farm here, most of the towers have 300 millimeters, and some of them here and there have LEDs. The thing that I really love about this tower farm is it has a candelabra. The candelabra, that red and white tower there, that has two sets of 300 millimeters. My mom said that we should go there while we're down there. And here's another thing about the Phoenix area. Phoenix, Arizona, or some small place. Oh my god, Penelope. Somewhere in Phoenix, Arizona, there's a small siren system of Wellens. There are three of these poles here, two of them having one Welland siren, and then this one here having two. These are either Welland vortexes or WPS 404s. They look very, very, very similar. But while we're down there, I do want to visit them if we can. I don't think there's anything else like this in America that I know of. They're all located by the river down in Phoenix, Arizona. They are flood sirens. So hopefully I get to go to South Mountain, and I hope I get to see these two. Oh, and yes, we are also going to fly out to Arizona. We're not driving. To my knowledge, we are going to be flying to Arizona on the 14th of February, though I might be wrong. But it's sometime in middle February. And then after the Arizona arc, we have the Oklahoma arc. The Savannah Bananas are also going to be going to Oklahoma, specifically Oklahoma City. And we got tickets to that game. Just like Phoenix, Arizona, Oklahoma City also has a tower farm. Almost said siren farm for whatever reason. These are not sirens. So I'm going to try to make a little visit to this tower farm while I'm down there. This tower farm also has two candelabras. Got this one here, which is the newer of the two. And then the older one is somewhere over here. The older one is that right there, you can see. The majority of these towers here have night mode only LEDs. Though there are a few that have dual LEDs, like this candelabra here, and then that one TV tower down there. I was hoping to see these towers again, so I got my wish. The Oklahoma arc is going to take place in the middle of May. And unlike the Arizona arc, where we're going to stay like half a week, we're going to be staying just the entire weekend at Oklahoma. So about like at least 3 days, I would imagine. Friday through Sunday. Next up, we have a sequel arc, the South Dakota arc, The Return of the Badlands. So ever since me and my family went to South Dakota in August of 2021, we have been wanting to go back because the Badlands is fun to explore. And just like the Oklahoma arc, this is also going to be taking place in May. Like very late May to maybe early June. Who knows? And we're just going to spend an entire weekend down there too, which I would have liked to stay a little longer and revisit all of the places that we went to during the original trip. But I'm fine with the Badlands because the Badlands is pretty fun. So during the original South Dakota arc, we stayed at these cabins here in Wall, South Dakota. And while doing that, I discovered a water tower that had a strobe and 300mm, which at the time, I didn't know any other water tower out there that had this specific beacon set up. Now I know two, but I've only seen this one here. So we might stay at these cabins again. Maybe. So if we do, I get to film this thing again. This is one of my favorite water towers. So that's all I know about this arc here. And then finally, the fourth big arc of 2024. We have the Iowa arc. This here is going to be the third Savannah Bananas trip. Last year, my parents were talking about wanting to come down here to see a Savannah Bananas game. But that couldn't happen because we weren't able to get tickets. But now we have tickets. And lucky for us, they're returning to Des Moines, Iowa. So we are going to Des Moines, Iowa! So Des Moines, Iowa has one tower that has 2 sets of FH306s. And it's also next to a red and white tower that has one 300mm with 2 sets of side markers. So this is exciting because knowing that I live in Missouri, I never get to film FH306s because Missouri only really has one left. Maybe 3, but the other 2 have not been confirmed. So I never get to film FH306s. I've only ever filmed like at least 10 towers with FH306s. And only 2 of those towers I filmed at night. Or actually, no, 3. Yeah, it's a shame. Missouri does not have that many FH306s. Oh well. I look at places like Texas and Oklahoma and other states, and they have like a lot of FH306s. When people are like, oh, what do you mean FH306s are very rare? What are you talking about, Big LT? Well, I live in Missouri, so when I see an FH306, I film it. So I want to film it at night. And hopefully when I get there, it's not going to have LEDs. Iowa also Des Moines, Iowa just has a pretty cool tower population. You see, we got the Long Lines Tower. We got that skyscraper. It has a white-only FTS 370, which is called a FTS 370W. We got a small red and white guide tower on a building with 2 LEDs. A tower with an FH324 and a leftover KG225 because it used to have the 225 and 114 system, and so on. This is going to take place in September. Yep, September. I was hoping it would be sooner, but oh well. And I'm not too sure about this, but I do believe we're going to just stay another long weekend down here. Just like we did with Oklahoma and South Dakota. Okay, now for the ending. I did talk about how we might have a 5th big arc. Well, here it is. So as of now, it's not been confirmed if we're going to go to San Francisco or not. But my parents told me that there's going to be a 49ers game down there, and that we might get tickets to go see them down in down in the San Francisco Santa Clara area. I don't know when that's going to be. So as of now, it's not been confirmed. It's probably not going to happen, honestly. But I just wanted to tell y'all that this might happen, possibly. Alright, that's going to be it for today's episode of Big Bonker Boi News. Stay tuned for the Arizona arc, which is coming out in February.
You are watching Big Bonker Boi News.